The following video has been made possible due to the generosity of the Area 52 podcast and the authorized use of their AI-generated photos.
Last Sunday, I was sent a document pulled from the Ronald Reagan Library Archives. A CIA memo referencing MJ-12, the alleged ultra-secretive group of 12 men formed in 1947 by President Harry S. Truman to contain and analyze the emerging UFO phenomenon. Also in the document were the letters EBE, known in UFO lore to mean extraterrestrial biological entity. Almost immediately, the public debate split into two camps. Some in the intel community claimed the letterhead and classification stamp were bogus, retyped, possibly altered. But here's where it gets interesting. Those same voices quietly admitted something else, the body of information, tracked. And now, an intelligence insider has stepped forward, confirming that not only is the document real, but the internal coding checks out. According to the insiders, first of all, the document is not a fake. All the information contained within this document is real, generated by the CIA through the DIA in reference to information on EBE-2. That's critical because it separates two issues skeptics often blur together: formatting versus content. Yes, Bill Moore is known to have retyped intelligence material, and the insider confirms that Bill Moore retyped a similar document that contained different information. So the existence of a retyped version doesn't invalidate the underlying intel stream. If anything, it suggests multiple circulation drafts. Let's go over the coding. P2. The memo states information was not available to P2. Insider clarification: P2 was the White House Office of Intelligence, created in 1981, and it no longer exists. So this wasn't a random code. It was a specific executive-level intelligence office, now defunct. KEND 3, often dismissed as meaningless shorthand, but the insider decodes it for us directly. KEND, KEND-3, was DIA/XOXO-P3, the desk responsible for MJ-12. That desk was changed in 2010. That places MJ-12 oversight inside a compartmented DIA administrative channel, not just folklore, but bureaucratic structure. IDENT, IDENT, appears in the memo as dissemination restriction. Decoded, IDENT was a classification caveat used for all MJ-12 information within the CIA, and it no longer exists. So we're looking at a program-specific control marking, similar to SAP caveats, applied uniquely to MJ-12 material. Then there's Project A, which would no doubt refer to Project Aquarius, the United States government's umbrella program related to all things extraterrestrial. It was also run by the United States Air Force Scientific Advisory Board and a Major Thomas Mack from the 1970s until the early 90s. Here's where this leaves us. Letterhead disputed, stamp questioned, but internal coding validated. Offices historically accurate. Classification caveats confirmed obsolete but real. In intelligence authentication, that matters because forged documents usually fail inside the language, not just the formatting. Wrong desks, wrong caveats, wrong dissemination chains. This memo doesn't. So whether you believe MJ-12 handled EBE material or not, this much is now on record. The coding structure in the Ronald Reagan Library document aligns with real CIA and DIA compartment channels tied to EBE-2 intelligence. And that moves the conversation from is it fake to why does the internal system match? This finally brings us to EO 01156, what we believe refers to as Executive Order 01156. But that's where the trail takes a hard turn, because Executive Order 01156 doesn't originate in the Cold War or the modern intelligence era at all. It traces back to the William Howard Taft administration in the early 1900s, a bureaucratic order dealing with a dismissed administration worker injured on the job and then later reinstated by President Taft himself. Nothing extraterrestrial, nothing classified, nothing even remotely connected to national security. So what are we looking at? A glaring mistake? A typographical error, the kind common on 1980s IBM typewriters? A massive red herring planted to derail researchers? Or something more deliberate? Is the number one digit off? Was it meant to reference an entirely different executive order? Does EO even stand for executive order in this context? Or is it something else entirely? Maybe a different decoding system, an internal designation, a compartmentalized reference we haven't decoded yet. One thing is certain: this anomaly doesn't close the case. In fact, it opens it wider. And the answer is now left for future researchers to uncover. I'm John Stewart, and I thank you for watching this presentation.